Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. We're so excited that you are joining us this week. It is Sunday, December 17th, just one more week until Christmas. In fact, next Sunday is Christmas Eve, and we are still going to have our regular episode. In fact, we're going to do a special episode for Christmas. We're going to do a Sunday stamp along. We always enjoy these episodes where we stamp together at the same time and invite you to stamp right along with us. So make sure to check out the video description of this video and Mom's for all the measurements for Sunday stamping so you can get ready to join us next week. And if you can't because you're celebrating with family and friends, we totally understand, and we know that you'll enjoy the replay when you have time. All right, well, for today's episode, we are going back to the annual catalog. We're done with the mini catalog, but there's just a couple weeks left to get your favorites. So if you haven't already, make sure to shop the last chance list. There's a bunch of deals up to 60% off. So shop in our online store. All of those items from the September through December 2023 mini catalog are going to be available until January 3rd while supplies last. So some things have already sold out and more will sell out before the end of that catalog period. All right, let's get started with stamping today. I'm going to turn the camera around to my desk and show you the product that we're going to be using. Okay, so the product that we're using this week is back in the annual catalog, the May 2023 to April 2024 annual catalog, and we're on page 68. This is such a fun bundle, and it's brand new in this catalog, and I think we both haven't really played with it a whole lot. I know I made one card back when the catalog came out, and then, I don't know, I guess I just haven't been focused on it. But this one was really popular for a lot of my customers when it first came out. It's a photopolymer stamp set, and it's got some great double two-step stamp images with flowers and leaves and sentiments. I really love the variety of sentiments. Happy birthday, hello there, friend, just a note, thank you. And then, there's two of them that are almost like the opposites. One says, "You're not here, I hate that." And the other one says, "Count me among all the people who are here for you." So like you wouldn't use them together, but I just thought the juxtaposition of those were interesting. So the stamp set is actually a little bit bigger than it looks like on the cover. So I think they're a nice size. Of course, they're actual size in the catalog, but it's the dies really that make this set so special. Of course, we have dies to cut out the outline images of the stamped images, but then we also have these really awesome lacy dies. And so there's two frames, and both of them die cut the center out. And so you'll see on my projects, and I think Mom's as well, how that looks. And there's also this really fun border die and some detail dies with different flowers. So you can get the Darling Detail dies and stamp set together as a bundle, and that price is, or the item number is down here at the bottom of the page. So we'll have it in our video description, but the bundle is 161374. And so I today am pairing the Darling Details bundle with the Countryside Inn designer paper. This is also in the annual catalog. Yeah, it's a 12 by 12 designer paper, and I've cut it down just to show you here, but it's got shades of blue. And this month for the Great Big Card Swap, the theme is feeling blue. And so I was kind of feeling blue when I reached for this paper. Because this paper is so perfect. It's got balmy blue, boho blue, misty moonlight, night of navy. I think I got them all. It's just so pretty, and we've shown this suite and this paper before, so I won't like go into great detail, but it's just really pretty. Oops, I have a double. I'm missing. Well, I'm missing a pattern. There are 6 different patterns, but you get the idea. Okay, so let me first show you 2 of the cards that I made because I had a little warm up. Sometimes I just feel so like stuck when it comes to playing with stuff. And so the first card I made is this one here using the Darling Details and the Countryside Inn designer paper. So for this one, I used the border die and some of the paper, and then some detailed die cuts and the stamp with the hello there. And then the second card I made uses the large frame And again, I did some stamping and some detailed die cuts to create this card with the Countryside in designer paper in the background. And so my project that I'm going to make for our video is going to use the same paper and the same stamp set. So let me bring out those pieces. And I feel like maybe I did one of these recently, but I don't know. I just really thought it'd be fun to do a diorama card. Have you done one lately, Mom?
Oh, I have not.
So I've seen some different like style, different measurements for the diorama card. And so this is sort of the traditional diorama card that I've always made. I'm starting with the 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Misty Moonlight Cardstock. And I'm going to score both sides at the same time. And you'll see in a second, but I'm going to score the cardstock at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. I'm doing this backwards because I like to use the measurements here, but if you're going this way, it's a 1/2 inch and then 1 inch, and then we're going to do 4.5 inches and 5 inches. So essentially a 1/2 inch and 1 inch from either side, from either edge. And I did that all the way down the length. And so now I'm going to turn it and I'm going to cut this into 2 pieces. And this is going to be the back and the front of our diorama. So if you want to do all of that, you know, ahead of time or on your own or whatever, you need 2 pieces that are 4.25 by 5.5, scored at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4.5, and 5. But I like to score them all at the same time. Okay. I have done a little magic of TV, of course, with my pieces, and I've used the small frame to die cut the center of that card front. And so this is sort of going to be the opening for the diorama. And with the diorama, we've got these tabs on the side, which kind of give our card that depth. So I'm going to kind of fold so that we've got that dimension. And then this is going to be the back side, and I'm going to fold in kind of the opposite direction so that these then line up like this to create that sort of boxy diorama frame. Okay, so the other pieces that I have here for the sides, I have 2 pieces that are 5/8 inch by 4 inches. So I'm going to have one on either side. And then I have 2 pieces that are 3.25 by 4 inches. And we'll have all the measurements, of course, in the video description like we always do. So 2 3.25 by 4. And these are for the inside. And then also the back side so that you have a space to write your message. So I am going to put that aside in case I mess up the other one. Okay. I know. And then I have some pieces that are die cut, but I'm going to do a little bit of stamping, and we'll put the card together. Okay. I forgot to bring in a scrap. So I'm using 2 colors here on our monochromatic card. Last time or the time before, we talked about color buddies. And so the color buddy I think that I used before was Balmy Blue and Blueberry Bushel. And this time we're using Boho Blue and Misty Moonlight. And then the third color in this color buddy would be Night of Navy. That's the darker shade of that blue. So I'm going to use Misty Moonlight for the outline of the flower, and I'm going to stamp both the large flower and the smaller one. And then I'm going to use my scrap paper here and bring in the boho blue and stamp off, because my boho blue is really juicy. I still haven't used it like a lot, and so it's a little dark to be straight on. So I'm just going to stamp off on the scrap paper, and then I get that nice, beautiful lighter image. Nice. And I noticed this stamp set has like some variation to it. It's kind of like one of those distinctive stamps. And so there are spots that are darker and some that are lighter, and the stamp is made that way. So if you don't have a solid image, like you can see it better here, like it's not supposed to be totally solid and and even. So that's normal. I kind of like the way it looks to have sort of that variation in the color. Okay, so this is, yeah, this is where we do the magic of TV. I've die cut those ahead of time. And then we're going to do some stamping on our inside piece. And a lot of this is going to get covered up. We want to focus our stamping kind of in the middle. And our sentiment is going to be thank you, because it's smaller. And I'm going to put that kind of towards the center and down a little from the top. And then I also have this leaf image, and I'm going to do this in Misty Moonlight, kind of like on the side and the bottom here, like this, because then this die cut is going to kind of bridge. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put that on right now with a Stampin' Dimensional in the middle. And I want to fill in some smaller flowers. I'm going to bring that scrap paper back in here. Too many pads, got to close something. I'm going to stamp off with a little flower and then stamp on here to kind of fill that in. So we have sort of like our little vignette, and I did smear a little ink. I don't know where that came from, but I'm going to scoot all the stamps out of the way and bring in some tear and tape. And first, this is going to go inside. So I'm going to use regular adhesive to glue that down. And then tear and tape to glue the card closed. So this is going to go on the ends of the, it could be the inside piece or the outside piece, but you only need it on one or the other. Before I put it together, I'm just going to add this piece to the back. And there's a lot of great sentiments, but none of them really like go with each other as far as like an inside outside. You could put friend here or something like that. This one says thank you, so I don't really feel like there's anything else I want to add. You could also add a flower die cut or something like that, but I'm just going to leave it kind of plain like that. Okay, so now we got to, oh, before we attach, we're going to add these little pieces of designer paper to the edges. I'm so excited about this mini catalog that's coming up, but there are so many great things still in the annual catalog that we haven't shared yet. So I'm excited that we're kind of reaching back to that catalog again. Okay, I put those right up against the fold, and that gives a little more of an even border around the edge and makes it so we don't have to use such a skinny little piece of designer paper. Okay, so now we're going to glue these two together, and the whole idea of this diorama card is that it folds flat and fits inside an envelope. So I need to make sure that it does indeed fold flat. So I'm going to put it together while it's flat and start with one side and line up the edges. And then I'm going to do the other side. And again, I want to make sure that it's flat, so I'm going to kind of hold it and then push that down. And if it goes over and you need to trim, you can always do that. So when it is open, it kind of has that fun dimension. And then, like I said, it folds flat to go in the envelope. So our last thing is to add our front pieces on. And so I'm going to use some liquid glue for the die cut. And you have to be careful here because you don't want to put any glue on a part of it that's going to hang over any of the edges. So I'm just going to put a little bit right here in the center, and then also on the stem towards the bottom. And this is going to go there. Going to kind of hold it down. It's another card where I'm using like all the adhesives. And then I'm going to add dimensionals under this one. And I kind of wanted to like overlap that, you know, that flower inside a little bit. And I just have to be careful where I'm putting my dimensionals, and it might actually be better to put the dimensionals right onto the tiny space where I can actually have them. And then I'll just layer that on top.
Oh, so pretty.
Do you love it?
I do.
I kind of wish those branches like were a little more visible, but I think it's pretty still. Of course, we need some bling, and this week Mom filmed her video first, and I saw that she used these iridescent pearls, and I just thought they were so perfect to go with the colors that I'm using. I really like pearl with like the blue and white kind of country theme. So I'm using the iridescent basic pearls as well. And I'm going to put one in the center of these little flowers. And I totally am copying Mom here. I loved how she did a little cluster in the center. I think these are the same ones you used, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are.
A cluster there in the middle.
Oh, Julie, I love that card.
Oh, thank you. Now I'm trying to get it to... I feel like it's so delicate with the lace, but that's also what I love about it, is it's just so like...
Yeah.
So pretty and perfect. So there's my diorama card. Now I've made this card before, and maybe I should have done it this time, where on the back, instead of a flat card, I've done a folded card, and then it can kind of like... Maybe I should just do that. You know what I'm talking about? Like kind of lean.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it sits, I don't know. I'm going to do it. Okay. Okay. Actually, I have a piece right here. So we are going to do, what did we say? 3 1/4. And then 4 inches, we're going to score. So this is 3 1/4 by 8. And I'll include this measurement for you guys in the video. But I guess my thought is like we need maybe a piece of designer paper on the front of it. That kind of matches. So I'm going to do 3 inches by 3 3/4 inches, and just add that back there. And I have one that's already done from earlier, and so I don't have to tear anything off. You can see the difference here. So this little card is going to go back here, and then it's like a little kickstand. I think it makes it...
I think that's brilliant. I had not done that. The last time I did a diorama, I didn't do that. I'll have to remember that.
Well, I will send you this one, and so you will have something to to go by. Okay, well...
Actually, I'm going to do it in about a week, so...
Yes! I will save it. I will save it for that almost exactly in a week. I cannot wait to be together so that we can do some stamping. And we'll have our Sunday stamping. But next week on Christmas Eve, we're not together quite yet. We're going to do a stamp along on Christmas Eve. And we forgot to print our things and have it all ready. So check the video description of our videos right now, and we have listed out the mystery stamping measurements for next week's video. So we hope that you'll join us to stamp along. I guess it's not a mystery stamping, we've been calling it a stamp along. A Sunday stamping, a Sunday stamp along. So watch both of or check out both of our video descriptions, and we'll have the measurements, and we'll be filming together on Zoom, but we're still going to have 2 videos. So we'll have the stamp along project on my channel, and then Mom's stamp along project on her channel. And it's going to be loads of fun. So we hope that you'll join us for that, that extra special Christmas Eve Sunday stamping episode.
It will be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. Okay, well, I'm going to flip the camera around and show off my project again. And then we'll be headed off to your channel to check out your project. So, Mom, we'll see you in a little bit over on your channel. All right. Here is my finished card with the Darling Details bundle. I just love this little diorama card, especially that it folds flat for mailing. So I hope whether you have the same bundle or something different at home that you'll give this fun fold card a try. Well, now it's time to go see what Mom has created with the Darling Details bundle. So click right in the middle of the screen. I'll have the video linked up right there. It's also in the video description and in the live chat. I look forward to chatting with you over on Mom's video, and I cannot wait to stamp with you next week. So make sure you check out all of those measurements for the stamp along in the video description. And until next time, happy stamping. Bye.